Hey everybody, we got another video here. It's the day before Father's Day, and as my gift, I get to go shopping today. I just got out of a thrift shop right now, but I'm gonna be heading to the really big antique mall right now. And let's see what we can find. The thrift shop, I didn't buy anything. I was close to buying a few items, but everything was, the prices were, they just weren't there, and they were items that were going to be sitting for a long time, so it wasn't really worth it to me. But hopefully I can find something else at this next antique store. Stay tuned. All right, I just arrived at Call It New, Call It Antique. It's a hot day here in the desert. Now, I've gotten some good deals from this antique mall. I know that a lot of times things are researched, so they usually ask retail, but the good thing about antique malls is there's always discounts and sales. Like sometimes you'll find up to 75% off for a booth, and that's what I'm hoping to find. I'm also hoping to come across like some little collections where I could buy multiple things, like a little grouping or a junk drawer lot. So let's go in and see what we can find. So I'm here in front of the store, and actually they just opened, and everybody went inside. But in the front here, they have a discount section, and a lot of the stuff is 90% off or $1. A few good things. So there's a couple of belt buckles here. This one's going to be $1, and these are full brass. Here's a Red Wing shoes belt buckle for $1. And then I thought this was pretty cool too. This is like an old address book. It's made out of metal. It's made by Bates, and it is written on the pages, but for $1. I think they sell for around $10 to $15. So $3 right here, and there's already some profit in there because belt buckles, they always sell. There's definitely some interesting items here. Like I just picked up this old train watch fob. Looks like it's never been used, only for $1. We have $4 spent. You can't beat $1, honestly. I'm not getting rich off this stuff, but $1 I will take any day. So let's see what else they have here. Novelty sheriff badge.
Appreciate it. Yeah, have a good day. I will now.
Still finding some nice stuff here. Just came across this Big Boss Man. I think this is a wrestling action figure, and it's only $1. It's probably like a $10 action figure, so I'm gonna pick that up. What do you guys think? Is this a good deal, $1 for that? I know he doesn't have any accessories. I also picked up this. Thought this was really cool. This is a Shriner's brooch, and it has all of the jewels still on it. It's got the pin on the back, and it has some hallmarks too, and this is only $1. I know Shriner stuff, it could be somewhat collectible. It's probably not a fast seller, but for $1, I cannot pass that up. All right, we made it inside the store, and there is an endless amount of antiques and collectibles here. I don't even know where to start, honestly. I feel like this is kind of a hazard, having these knives stick out near your head. I'm hoping to find some military collectibles as well. All right, so a lot of stuff kind of overpriced or high retail. So let's go search for the biggest discount booths and see if there's any nice finds in there. Alright, so we got a 50% off booth here. Let's see if we can find anything. There is a set of World War II victory medals with a little campaign bar. 40 bucks, so it would be $20. That's actually not a bad deal. I might think about grabbing that. I got a 25% off booth I ran into. Not looking like my cup of tea, but I should thoroughly check it. It's this thing right here. It's pretty cool looking. Art Deco. Alright, and across the way is a 40% off booth. Kind of hard to squeeze in here, but we'll do our best not to knock anything over. A lot of pottery, like Oriental pottery. I do know there's a big collector's market for that, but there's so many modern pieces, it's hard to distinguish which one's old. Let's see what this is. A little jewelry box with a bowler on it. Just my cute little brooch. I'm gonna pick up this brooch. It's only $3.50 and it's 40% off, so I don't see any hallmarks on it, but it looks probably from like the 40s, 50s era, and it has a nice little rhinestone right there, so this is a good find. All right, I found another 50% off booth. Gonna try to find something. Little bubble bath Mickey Mouse. So everything's 50% off except what is marked firm. And I guess that's always a little disappointing. Some cool stuff though. Oh, nice. There's a Navy clock, Chelsea clock. That's from a ship, and they're asking 400 firm, probably about what it's worth. So yeah, not everything is 50% off. This guy put firm on a lot of stuff. This little bag with some camouflage face paint, probably post-war. You got some little scissors in there. It's 50% off, so that's $8. I don't think that's for me though. I've sold that face paint for $10 before. Got some Garrison caps. And not seeing anything here that's standing out to me, at least price-wise. A 30% off booth, and I didn't see anything that really caught my eye except this right here. And what really stood out to me was these are real medals or pins right here. You got the jump wings, and you have an aircrew pilot wings. Now, I checked the back of them. The jump wings are sterling. The aircrew wings are not. But this is only $16, and it is 30% off. So these wings alone are probably worth 40 bucks. So I'm gonna buy everybody back in the heat, and I spent $27, which is pretty cool for an antique shop because everything's expensive. I went for all the deals. I'm definitely going to be making some profit off of what I bought. I'm not going to be getting rich. All right, everybody, I wanted to briefly just go over each item in detail. So total, we spent $27.08, and that's a pretty much a bargain at any antique shop, especially picking up this much items. First up, we have this old address book here, and I really liked it. It was only $1, and I like that it's full metal. Unfortunately, it's all written in. It's called the Bates List Finder. I'm not really sure the era this is from. I'm guessing maybe 1940s or 50s, but I just love things like this that are full metal. You don't really find things like this anymore. And it has like this little thing here for, honestly, I don't really know what this is for, picking some sort of letters. But anyways, we paid $1. It's not worth a whole lot. I might be able to sell it for $10. I do see that they sell around 15 to 20, but that's most of the time with clean paper that hasn't been written on. So I might be able to get $10 out of this. Next up, we have this 1990 wrestling figure. I think it's by Titan Sports Inc. and it's dated 1990. And I don't really know too much about like wrestling action figures, except that $1 for one from 1990 is probably a good deal. I did look this up online, and it looks like he sells for around $10 to $15, a little bit more if he has, I think he's supposed to have a baton right here. But yeah, his name is Big Boss Man. $1, you can't pass that up. That's, buying things for $1 is a great margin. Next up, we have this Shriners Club brooch. It's like the little sword brooch. And the Shriners Club, it's like a fraternal men's group. And this one, I think it's somewhat old. It's probably from like the 1950s, maybe even the 40s. But I really love how this handle looks. I think it might be Bakelite. Now, unfortunately, 2 of the little rhinestones fell off. I did find them, and I'll probably glue them back on. But I also got this for $1, and I think this is another $10 right here. Got this old belt buckle, State of Texas. I didn't film this one at the antique store, but I got this for $5. It's from 1978. It's probably worth $10 to $15. Vintage clean crop farming belt buckle. This is dated from 1981. It's made by BTS, and this is probably a $10 buckle. We got this watch fob here, vintage watch fob, and on the back, it's really hard to see who the maker is, but I do make out the words Union Made. And surprisingly, I did some research, and this is an American Legion watch fob. So it's probably from like the 1920s or 30s. It's in awfully good condition. And this is probably a $15 watch fob, and we got it for $1. I also bought this little brooch here. I think this was $2, and it's a really pretty little piece. It has no marks, no hallmarks or anything. It's probably from the 40s or 50s era. It has a beautiful stone. That's probably just a rhinestone. But the gold looks great on it, and this is probably a $10 to $15 brooch. Next up, we got this cuddly bear here, and this was on sale for around, I think I paid around $13 for it. And the bear is from 1987. It's probably a $10 bear. What's interesting is it had these real military pins on it. Right here you have pilot, navigator, or sorry, air crew wings. And on the back, they are sterling filled, so they're not sterling silver. So these are probably from like the 1950s or 1960s era. This is probably a $10 wing. Came with this United States Air Force pin, and this is probably, it seems more modern, probably like the 70s or 80s, but that's a nice addition. And it's easily this parachutist, paratrooper jump wings pin. It's marked sterling silver. It has the little H and circle around it. I believe that the maker mark for somebody, I think his name's Jack Holler. My gut is telling me these are most likely post-war wings, maybe like right after the war or late 40s, but I could be wrong. I do have to do a little more research on them, but I think these are $40 wings. If they are from World War II, based on that maker mark, probably a little more expensive, like a $75 wing. My favorite find of the day was this Red Wing Shoes belt buckle. I got this for $1 in the discounted section, and I didn't really think it would be worth a whole lot, maybe $10 like the other belt buckles. But surprisingly, I looked this up on eBay, and this thing's pretty heavy, by the way. And this is a pretty sought after, well, I'm not gonna say sought after, because it doesn't really have a high sell-through rate, but there are several on eBay and they're all asking around $100 for them, and there's some watchers and some interest in it. I did see one sold, I think it was on auction for like $80. So, I mean, getting this for $1 with potential to sell at $80 to $100, that's awesome. Once again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. We turned $27 into, I'm gonna say, $150-ish, I think, give or take, when it's all said and done. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please comment, subscribe. Let's talk about history. Let's talk about antiques and collectibles. Take care, guys.